Welcome back to the Battle of Central Europe here on HeflaTV HB1. I'm Grandis V, and I'm going to be joined by Michael Loris for Game 2 of a best-of-3 series in the lower bracket between Lions and Power Rangers. As far as Game 1 is concerned, Lions taking a pretty convincing fashion with a Draw Ranger lineup.
Yeah, and that was also being driven very heavily by the Axe pickup, not just to counter the Broodmother, but also got quite a few initiations because of the amount of farm he was getting such an early Blink Dagger Vanguard, and you could do pretty much anything when your entire team is hitting with plus 40 something damage. So Lions coming out of the gate really strong, and gotta say I am rather impressed by the versatility of how they draft so far. With the infusion of Coast Heroes, it seems to be working out pretty well for them, and now they're going to take it into a completely different direction. First picking a Venomancer Witch Doctor, that's almost unheard of.
Definitely a lot of pushing power coming out from those two heroes, with the sustain coming out from Voodoo Restoration as well as from the Plague Ward spam. It's also going to be a nice mix of magical and physical damage to start things off, although it is very unconventional. It's not uncommon to see these heroes, but in these slots it is. As the first two, when you're opening up the game, it is. Brewmaster, the choice for Power Rangers, but I think Lions are setting themselves up for a very aggressive pushing lineup.
It seems like that should be the case. I mean, when you pick up a Venomancer that early, you typically want to get full use out of his magic damage. Lions will have a hell of a lot of damage over time. Not too good versus Brewmaster, pretty good against Nature's Prophet, but this is prioritizing two heroes that rather highly, and two heroes that are also not very good against Brewmaster. So I don't know what direction Lions are going to go. It is not impossible for them to go into a Drow Ranger lineup, but with a Visage ban, that seems very unlikely now. So yeah, what kind of follow-up do you usually have off of this? I'm just trying to think of now fringe strategies that might revolve around this. Maybe they're going to just, pick up a Enchantress or something like that.
Yeah, or maybe go for a Juggernaut, go for like a super sustained push with Voodoo Restoration as well as Healing Ward. Honestly, I'm not so sure. These heroes don't immediately bring any other ones to mind. A Tidehunter would be wonderful to set up for Witch Doctor's Death Ward, or a Faceless Void for a similar purpose, but I'm not sure if that's in line with the style of game that they want to play.
Yeah, I mean, those are always good heroes to pick up. Very rarely will they be bad in any given lineup, but this seems just like such a weird opening from Lions that going for standard heroes after this seems very weird. Like, you could have picked up a Tidehunter first and no one would bat an eye, but if you do end up with him, I guess that's fine, and we'll see where they want to go in the end. It is going to be Slark, Death Prophet being banned out by Power Rangers, taking out generally powerful heroes. A pretty safe way to go, is I'm sure they don't really know what's coming either. For Power Rangers, they have the Nature's Prophet as a second pick. That's also fairly peculiar.
It is. Nature's Prophet is kind of one of those lukewarm heroes. It's hardly ever bad, but also doesn't really shine very often. It's going to be a Lycan for Lions, and that's incredibly scary. It looks like they are just going for an incredibly early Deathball push.
Okay, so if you go for this type of lineup, you have a hell of a lot of units. You have what I'm assuming to be a core Venomancer. You have a lot of healing with the Witch Doctor. Ancient Apparition seems like a pretty good support pickup from Power Rangers, though if you do know that Lions are going this aggressive, maybe it's time to start even considering a Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, that would be an option, although it's unlikely that it would completely stop their push. It would definitely dent it by quite a bit. Wouldn't affect the Plague Wards, but Lycan and his army would be almost completely obliterated by Illuminate. Maybe it goes for some sort of, I don't know, not as committal as Keeper of the Light. Maybe go for something like an Earthshaker that's going to offer some nice stunning action as well as some decent counter push as well, without pigeonholing yourself into the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, I think that's probably a much safer pick. Vengeful Spirit is okay here, I suppose. If you expect to be fighting early, then Venge can seriously get some nice traction, but I don't know. I feel like it's pretty clear what Lions are going to do. They're going to be playing this very aggressively with a good amount of pushing. Vengeful Spirit has Wave of Terror, which is by no means an anti-pushing skill, so it's fine, but they really need to shore themselves up a little bit more, Power Rangers. They need heroes that could brawl early on.
Definitely.
10 seconds to go.
I hate to suggest it, but Broodmother's on the table, and maybe Lions are interested in that, but I think a better option for them to throw towards their offlane is Well, I was going to say Batrider or Centaur, but it's going to be the Batrider. We actually know what they're going to be choosing, and it's going to give them a nice precision initiation, especially for catching out somebody like the likes of a Nature's Prophet when out split pushing, or maybe just locking down the Brewmaster fast enough to where you can kill him before the split. I think it's a good choice.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good as well. With Power Rangers, I like the Zeus. Now, that's a hero that can fight early. Maybe not the best hero versus a Lycan, or very vulnerable to Batrider Lasso, but man, the damage he could put out is going to, at the very least, do its best in order to stop Lions from playing this very aggressively. Although with the Batrider pickup, they've kind of slowed themselves down a little bit. They first of all kind of needed the lasso just because the only stun they had previously was the paralyzing cask, not exactly the most reliable way to initiate. So it's a much needed pick for Lions, and I don't really think they're going to be playing as aggressively as we previously thought. With Venomancer, they always will be more on the aggressive side, but it won't be like all out, 20-minute GG or nothing type of lineup for Lions. It's starting to look more like a standard lineup for them.
Yeah, even though it started off on a bit of a, I'm not even sure what to call it, flavored foot. Yeah, I have no idea if that actually made sense.
Flavored foot.
Flavored foot. Yeah, take that out of context.
Delicious.
Yeah, delicious. Okay, so Jakiro's banned out away from Lions. No big surprises there. Would have fit decently well with what they have already, and it's going to be an Undying, so scratch that about them wanting to take this later. Undying's going to slant them very aggressively early on.
Oh, for sure. As far as tri-lane heroes, Undying and Visage, both kings of those scenarios, and Lions, their goal right now for the laning stage is going to be put Undying in the lane that is going to be going up against the most heroes from Power Rangers. It doesn't matter who he's up against. As long as he's up against a lot of them, Undying's going to have a very good time. And with a Venomancer, Witch Doctor as a potential tri-lane, that is just so dangerous. Like, first of all, Venomancer, Witch Doctor have quite a bit of poking power. The slows is going to be just enough in order to get down these kind of low health heroes of Power Rangers. So it's going to fall a lot to the lanes, and if Lions do well in lane, then they're going to take towers very swiftly thereafter. And Power Rangers, what could you do about an Undying pickup? I mean, Necrophos is already banned out. It's going to be a Morphling. Again, going to abuse the fact that Lions have very few disables, but Morphling isn't really capable of fighting that well that early on. He might not be able to get off the ground.
Yeah, and that's going to be the issue for them. Power Rangers, if they get shut down in the early game, it could just be a snowball victory for Lions. That said, we are going to see how it completely works out. We are... Okay, yeah, okay. Power Rangers going to be playing in the Radiant side with Ichiro on the Morphling, Shashla on the Brewmaster, and Just Your Cat on the Nature's Prophet. Our supporting duo, it looks like J4 on the Vengeful Spirit, and actually Zeus. So Nico of Laputa is going down towards bottom lane. Looks like he's going to be farming, potentially jungling a Nature's Prophet. The Courier coming out from the Radiant side, at least on my end, is completely bugged out.
Is that even a what? Wait, there it is. I see it now. Also, the buildings, the effigies or whatever, they're in color now? Was that always a thing? I thought they weren't in color.
It wasn't supposed to be a thing. That said, I suppose we have another lineup to introduce.
Okay, well, Lions, I mean, Batrider is going to be played by Jonasaphan down towards the bottom lane. Hanskin is going to be joining him for maybe just a little bit so that they get a read on the lanes. He's going to be playing the Undying. 8 is going to be handling the mid lane Veno with some pretty sick gear. We got Seal Kid on the Witch Doctor, and that leaves Lycan up towards top as Ira. There's just lots of weird things happening in this game. I don't know, like, I'm getting some graphical glitches. I don't know about you.
I am too. I think it's server side, to be honest.
Darn servers. They're always out to get us, man. If it's not players, if it's not Skype, then it's servers. It's always something. But Hanskin, right now, he's on the bottom lane, and he's going to be going up against 2 heroes. I think for Power Rangers, this is probably the safest way to hedge your bets, in that Undying pretty much crushes tri-lanes. He does well against dual lanes, but certainly it's not as impressive.
For now, he is going to bump into the Zeus, and it looks like Sanika is going to be a pure support Zeus. I was potentially looking towards like an offlane Brewmaster with a jungle farming Nature's Prophet, but these lanes are going to be more standard, except for Zeus as a support. It definitely can work and is pretty good at zoning. If it was just the Batrider, I'd say this is okay, but up against the Undying, and now that Undying has another body to suck strength out of in J4 coming in this lane, it's going to get very scary. Already 2 stacks stolen. If Hanskin's able to maintain this, they can't really do very much of anything. Ditchiraw, already below 350 HP. He can't last hit, or he can't survive. He needs to pick one. Now, below 300 HP, strength morphing as best he can. He's just going to get the punch down. Magic Missile is going to save him for now, but man, you just can't do that.
He was literally at 7 strength, and no hero is supposed to be at 7 strength. That is just so many layers of wrong against Morphling. At least he was able to strength morph it out, so it wasn't that he just dropped to 100 max HP and was instantly killed, but man, this Undying, I mean, that's what he does. He drops you very low, and if they had any additional hero here, that would have easily been First Blood. Unfortunately for Lions, Seal Kid is up towards top, doing his best against Cheshire Cat. I honestly don't think that they need the Witch Doctor up there. If they move the Witch Doctor down to the bottom lane, they could get so much more aggressive on this lane, and Lycan will still have a great time, or a decent time, versus the Nature's Prophet. If they do want to go for that, that represents a very large threat for Power Rangers.
Yeah, I think then going for this Undying and then going for kind of a half measure is really risky. Under tower, 4 stacks of the Napalm on Adichie Ra. Already having some strength stolen. Hanskin is under tower, but the Tombstone's getting a lot of work on all of them standing inside the fire. That's First Blood. Sunoki looking to make it a second kill. Jonas Sunfan dropping low. Thunderbolt and tower is going to fall first, and now J4 getting smacked down by Hanskin. One more auto attack is all that he really needs, and will he be able to find it? He will. Double kill for Hanskin. Still not out of the blue yet. Will be able to juke through the trees. They have a waveform from the Morphling. Is going to come through the top, and they'll be able to make this kill score 3-3 after Venomancer also dies in mid solo to the Brewmaster. An absolute bloodbath.
And that's what you get when you pick up an Undying. If you're not fighting early, you're wasting so much potential. The kill over on mid lane probably shouldn't have happened. 8mother just getting a little bit too close to the Brewmaster. That was even Brewmaster without boots. I'm assuming there was some sort of substantial bottle pickup. No, actually, there was no bottle pickup, so Choctaw, I guess, just getting a lucky break and somehow getting close enough to 8mother to actually land a clap, a couple more crits to follow, and it's going to end up tying the score in this game. It was Lions to draw First Blood. I believe they got the kill first, and it might have even been on the Morphling, so though it is 3-3, Lions holding a small advantage, and they just have to be careful about next time they dive, as Cheshire Cat now has level 3. His ability to teleport in might be able to change the way a tower dive is going to go for Lions.
Yeah. Right now, Jonas Sunfan is sitting on boots as well as 2 Ring of Protection, which are all the rage right now. More sticks of sticky napalm as well as the Tombstone, slowing down J4 pretty heavily, but the double waveform over the top of both of these heroes is going to secure the end of Jonas Sunfan's life, but a huge steal of strength. Hanskin currently running around with over 1,000 HP, beating into Adichie Ra. Not enough mana to strength morph very much at all, currently at 100 HP. Still looking for the dive, steals another 2 stacks of strength. Hanskin wants to kill off this Morphling as best he can. TP in from Nature's Prophet, he's getting juked around tower. He is going to be able to kill him, but now he gets the triple kill, still surviving 100 HP. They're not going to get the vision with the Thunderbolt or with the Treants, but it doesn't matter. Vengeful Spirit gets it with the magic missiles. Still, fighting against an Undying at this stage of the game is incredibly risky, and we've seen why.
Man, Lions, they're dying every single time they actually get these kills, but they are getting these kills, and that's the important takeaway. Undying getting a triple kill after a double kill, now 5-2-1. The Batrider 1-2-5. Unfortunately for Jonas and Fan, he's not getting much, if anything, but still on a stacked Undying can give you so much momentum, and now he's going to make his rotation over towards mid, where Shoch, though, is on the run. Hanskin's going to drop a Tombstone, and Shoch, though, slightly slowed down by the Sting, and now the beatdown from Hanskin is going to get himself his 6th kill of the game. This Undying is playing things pretty much how you should. This is Undying in a nutshell right here, and if you want to play Undying, then take notes. Bottom lane, Jonas Fan left alone for a moment, and all of a sudden he's going to, well, actually fly over. No, Lightning Bolt is pretty good against bats apparently, and that's going to be a kill for the Zeus. Batrider probably the ultimate loser in all of these engagements, but he's still not doing too terribly. Mid lane Shoch, though, does have a split, and he's going to use it for 8mother. There is a heal here, and 8mother is going to be rather durable because of it. The cast going to bounce through, hold out the fire and wind aspect. 8mother should be able to survive, although Seal Kid is completely out of mana. 8mother might actually go down because of that fact. 7 HP immolation damage will just enough be there to get the kill. That will be a kill for the Power Ranger side, but Hanskin is going to be cutting off Shocho now. Doesn't have his Tombstone, but has a hell of a lot of strength right now. He has to worry about his Lightning Bolt and Shocho with the damage that he has, and he will go down, not before dropping a Tombstone, but that's going to just end up being more farm going the way of the Power Ranger side. That series of events vastly favoring the the Power Ranger side.
In the meantime, the hero that hasn't been fighting at all is the Lycanthrope, taking a tier 1 tower, 43 CS on Era, just casually farming it away. He's at the top of the net worth chart, and rightfully so. Even though they lose that last engagement, he's currently in Lycan Happy Land, has the Vladimir's offering flying out to him on the courier.
Yeah, except for the fact that Era could have been getting all these kills, it probably doesn't get much better than this if you are a Lycan. Like, he's pretty much fighting in a 1v0 lane. He's playing the PvE. And if you lose PvE, then you're probably doing something wrong. Nature's Prophet is going to be teleporting into this one, but I mean, Ira has a Quelling Blade and Shapeshift. If he really wants to, he could very easily kill off this Nature's Prophet or go wherever he wants and apply that additional amount of pressure. Power Rangers, they're 8-7. They brought this kill score back a little bit, but now here comes the Wolf diving deep for Shasho, and Shasho has no chance of escaping. This is going to be a kill for the Lycan. And hey, look at that. The mid lane tier 1 looks pretty tasty from here. That's going to be a kill and a tower. The second tower of the game, in fact, for Lions. They're playing this so much more aggressively, which is pretty much day and night when you compare them to how they were operating with their older lineup, where they would play super slowly.
Yeah, and it's refreshing to see. It seems that all they needed was a little bit of extra spice in their lineup. Down towards bottom, Batrider fire flying over the top, has 3 stacks of napalm on the Ditchy. It's going to wait for him over the top, getting some decent damage off on the bat, but now slowed down by both the zombies as well as by that napalm is going to be pursued, but too deep under tower, Hanskin and company are going to show some restraint, and feeding away another one of these tombstones is pretty terrible if they actually get the last hit, but Chatchel is dropping pretty low trying to do so. That is pretty tanky, but it's in the end 125 gold towards him. There's another decay on the backlines, dropping Zeus incredibly low, less than 40 HP, but Hanskin isn't going to be able to get that kill, but he should be able to walk away. Currently with about 1300, now 1350 HP, Hanskin's going to be super safe.
Man, this Undying, can they actually kill him off? He has so much strength right now, and though he will lose a good portion of that, he looks like he is going to go for the mech for his team, so it is going to be Lions continuing to play super aggressively. Ira, in the meantime, still playing PvE, now is going to take on the level 7 boss, I suppose, and Roshan, with the Medallion, with the Vlads, with the extra help from maxed out Wolves, is going to be very easily secured just by Ira, by himself, and it doesn't seem like there's any sort of response from Power Rangers. J4 is trying to chase down Jonas Fan. Here comes the Nature's Prophet, maybe to cut off the bat, but no, the Nature's Prophet going to think better of it. That maybe could have been bad for Ira, but, well, it's still him just farming away in that Roshan pit, and once he has the Aegis, I think bottom lane tier 1 should be the next objective for Lions.
Yeah, and he's going to get that Aegis, and now can push wherever he wants to. Blink Dagger on Brewmaster is a major pickup for Shachlo, but he doesn't have mana for the split and no way to refill that bottle. He's going to be forced all the way back to base. Although it's a good Blink Dagger timing, he's the only hero that's really getting a lot out of this game. Morphling died twice in the laning phase and hasn't been able to farm very effectively at all with the pressure that's being applied to him by Lions. It's just not a pretty picture for them. They're going to be losing map control, and map control quickly. Ditchera spotted out, lassoed up, now pulled under the fire and the flames. Cheshire Cat does TP in. With the Zeus ultimate, they might be able to make a turnaround. The strike bar for Ditchera is keeping alive, at least for now. The damage will be there from the Lycan Wolves, and somehow Shashlo survives, or rather Jonas Sunfan survives. They're looking for Thunderbolts, can't find Thunderbolts. Jonas Sunfan is going to be dropped down to the ground as the rest of the fight breaks out. It's going to be a double kill for Hanskin. Split coming up for the Brewmaster, slowed down by the Gale. At least 2 of the aspects are. Throws one at the air, throws a boulder towards Steel Code with Magic Missile to follow up. Witch Doctor's next to fall, but Undying stealing even more and more strength. J4 being focused, slowed down, probably not going to be able to get out of here. Completely blocked out by Wolves, and he is going to die. 3 for 1 now. Shachel back to his normal form, not where he wants to be, is going to be dropped down. Double kill for 8 Mother and a 4 for 1 trade after all is said and done, if I'm not mistaken. Batrider's surviving on single digits of HP.
I was watching him trying to escape from the Zeus. Zeus had one Thunderbolt, one opportunity to get the kill. Saw the Batrider with the bolt, but ultimately missed. And then Batrider slowly slipped away because he has so much armor and a lot of regeneration because of Tranquil. Zeus was unable to contribute at all to that fight. And Lions, even without their Batrider providing any sort of initiation, man, they took a fantastic fight over in the back lines. Ira just, going to town, and the split from Brewmaster would be probably Power Rangers' best chance at actually taking these fights, but though it is kind of useful, it's certainly, very clearly, not going to be enough, as Lions they're going to continue this pain train down towards bottom, and Saneko is here, but I don't really think he could do that much. It might pull the creep wave off enough to force Lions back, and it looks like with the fortification they will be successful in doing so, but that's a narrow victory, if you could even call it that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he can. Morphling is not going to get online. It doesn't feel like he's ever going to get online. He has Boots and Aquila at 10 minutes in. He can almost upgrade to Power Treads, but Ditchera, he doesn't even have a Midas or anything along those lines to fall back on later into the game. I don't think he's ever going to get those big core items before Lions are knocking on his front door.
And Morphling isn't even the type of hero that gets one big item and then he's good to go, like a Lone Druid or something, where you could grab a Radiance and then you could say, okay, guys, let's go and push and win the game if we really want to. Morphling needs 2 or 3 before he really gets to be super powerful, especially after such a slow start. It's going to be a very long time before he picks up one item, and then he has to pick up another, then he has to upgrade his boots, and then maybe he's going to be strong enough to take a fight. But by that time, Ira should have, about a maxed out Necro Book, as he's not working on it just yet, but I can only assume that's going to be the build for the Lycan. Hell, I wouldn't even be surprised to see several Necro Books being picked up by the Lions side.
Yeah. For now, Venomancer working towards an Ags, and Undying still hasn't completed up that mechanism, although he's getting very close to it. They'll take a tier 2 tower for absolutely nothing in trade from Power Rangers. They're kind of putting some pressure on bottom, but more or less it's just Morphling farming, where the rest of his team now are forced to fight in mid. Up in the air, Batrider looking for a Blinklet initiation, finds out Cheshire Cat as he was looking to TP out, immediately broken by the swap, but J4 is completely zoned and is going to need a decay for his trouble. Tier 2 tower in mid is going to fall even without that initiation beforehand.
At this point, Lions are powerful enough so that they don't actually need the initiation from the Batrider. Ira, with the help of Seal Kid's level 2 heal, is going to be more than happy to tank that tower, and they will be able to bring down yet another tier 2. Blink forward from Shato going to land a huge clap onto 4. Thunder God's Wrath as well, but Seal Kid's regeneration keeping them all more or less alive. Ira still has the Aegis, is going to fight to the death. Tombstone is on the floor as well. Cheshire Cat's going to try to take that one down, but he's taking more damage than he's actually dealing, and Brewmaster Brewlings is going to die. 12 minutes in, you'd never see that happen. J4 will teleport out of there. But wow, I don't think I've ever seen a Brewmaster this early being killed within his split form. Lions are going to keep on going. They still have the Aegis on Ira. You might as well just keep on rolling. They lose the Undying. That's a small price to pay for a Brewmaster kill with the split out, with a tier 2 tower to their name as well. Can anything stop this Lions team? It doesn't seem like it.
It definitely doesn't feel like it at all. Lycan is going to be working towards his Necro Book as his next major item. Moral of the story, I think, is just don't fight around the Tombstone. Power Rangers just don't have a great way to clear it out, and they tried their darndest, but they just couldn't do it. The AoE damage for Lions is just too immense. The heal from the Witch Doctor was huge, and Era doesn't even lose his Aegis there. That's incredible. He's going to be TP'd upon by the Nature's Prop, but that's not really a fight you can comfortably pick. And, well, it's just looking great for Lions. I'm not sure if there's anything to slow down their train, especially with the way that PR have their lineup situated. Brewmaster's the best initiating tool, and he got pretty much the perfect initiation. He got a 4-man clap, and then he got the split off, but he just died inside the split. Power Rangers, they just need to turtle, hope, and pray that they can hold high ground.
That's going to be really, really difficult. There's still one tier 2 rather, tower left for Lions to take, and at the rate that they've been taking towers, I can't imagine this bottom lane tower is going to be surviving for much longer. Ira is well on his way to a Necro Book, already has the 2 base components of that. No Necro Books on anyone else, it seems, but there's a mech incoming for Handskin. There is 8 Mother who is working on his Aghanim Scepter. In fact, mech is actually completed at this point for the Lion side. And, of course, Batrider has his Blink Dagger already up. That's pretty much all you need is Batrider. So Lions have everything they need if they actually want to go for a high ground push. Maybe they're going to wait for level 3 Necro Book. Maybe they're going to wait for something like a Crimson Guard or a Pipe or something like that to just feel a little bit more safer. But they have so much momentum right now, they might as well just keep on going. Their lead isn't that huge, but just the fact that they're getting a hell of a lot of farm and a hell of a lot of kills, and they're taking fights so convincingly, means that they are in almost complete control of this game. And it's going to be the last tier 2 tower of the Power Rangers side to fall very shortly, with almost no trade in sight.
Power Rangers are trying their darndest to push in the tier 2 tower up top, but they end up just farming jungle. They're putting minute amount of pressure, and you compare that to tier 2 tower that's already gone bottom, and now they have to defend their high ground because Lions are prepped to push.
And all these heroes are at full HP. Batrider lagging a little bit behind, but as I said before, they don't really need the Batrider to initiate. They're not at that point in the game yet. They're just brute forcing down these towers. Here comes Cheshire Cat, but he can't do anything. Thunder God's Wrath is out. Suddenly Mech and Voodoo Restoration, and what Thunder God's Wrath? Blink forward from Jonas Fan, going to snag Sneeko. This time not snapped by a Vengeful Spirit. He's going to get dragged right back, and he will burn to death. Zeus down, and now the tower is down as well. Now the melee Raxes are going to fall. Power Rangers, they need to mount some sort of defense here, else they just outright lose the game, but you can't go into the Tombstone. That's suicidal. They have to bring down this Tombstone first and foremost, but Shato's trying to do it. He's going to be forced to split and then try to focus the Tombstone within that split. That's never what you want to do. He wants to be fighting right now. They will take out the Tombstone, but at what cost? They're going to get Hanskins caught in the Sprout, isolated away from the rest of his team, but Death Ward from Seal Kid can be channeled right now, and it will be. Nothing to interrupt it except for that Morphling Adaptive Strike, who will take a lot of damage. Try to get out of there because of Replicate. He's still taking a lot of damage, and he will be brought down in the end. Lions have yet to lose anybody right now. They're going to take Raxes, this time even earlier than last game. It's going to be 3-0 with Raxes. Lions might just have won the game already. This is insane.
It really is. 15 minutes in, you're not supposed to be pushing high ground. You're supposed to be, I don't know, farming for blink daggers, but all of the items are up for Lions. They have nothing else to wait for. The advantage is almost unsurmountable in their favor. There's just nothing to stop their snowball. Even if Power Rangers hold out up against these Mega Creeps, just the innate gold that they're not getting from being forced to go down this bottom lane and deal with these less bounty, harder to kill creeps, Lions are going to be able to extend this, and with the heroes that they have, going super late game might not be a great option, but there's a point where Lycanthrope is going to have so many more items in the Morphling, where there's just nothing stopping them, and honestly, that time is pretty much now. Necrobook 1, if they really want to, they could wait for Necro 3, but they have Aghanim Scepter as well as level 11 ulti on Venomancer. They have pretty much all of the tools that you could want.
Alright, just seems we have a couple of hitbox issues. The screen blacked out for a little bit, but it seems like everything is back for now, so we should be A-okay, guys. Lions are already taking a set of Raxes, and, well, last time it was, I said, a pre-20-minute Raxing usually is a death sentence. In this game, it seems like that's pretty much the same thing. There is a level 2 Necrobook flying out to the Lycan right now, and the Power Rangers, they're going to try to take some sort of map control by pushing and maybe taking this tier 1 mid lane tower, which is a tower that's possible for them to take. And with no response from Lions, looks like it'll be them sacrificing a little bit of gold to the Power Rangers team. So much needed gold for the Power Rangers, but they need like 4 or 5 more towers if they want to overcome the Raxing that they just experienced. Because Lions, they have another Aegis that they could take right now. This is a rather short Roshan's respawn timer. And Power Rangers, I mean, I don't know if they could take a fight in Roshan. It will just be a bloodbath if they even try.
Yeah, I'm trying to check what the issue was for Hitbox or what's going on there. We have a pause, so that'll give me time to look into it. Okay, so it looks like the stream's back up. I didn't drop any frames. I assume that's just a general Hitbox issue.
All right, carry on.
Yeah, I think it probably is. It tends to do that, just sometimes blacking out for a little bit. What are you going to do?
Oh, I know what Lions are going to do. They're going to go ahead and go into the Roche Pit. There's nothing that PR can really do to contest this. Thunder God's Wrath isn't even up to know what's going on, and fighting inside the Roche Pit up against a Batrider and dying, and just the farm that they all have is pretty much suicide. It's going to be a free double life for Era.
And if they could kill him once, that'll be fantastic for Power Rangers. At the very least, just get a little bit of breathing room. But man, with an Aegis now up, I don't see them killing it. I don't see them being able to kill him twice. Jonas the Fan, though, is going to get jumped. He's going to stick up, pop a lasso, because why not? Here comes Seal Kid, going to have a couple of bounces with his cast. Now the Death Ward being channeled with the minus armor from the Medallion. Sneeko is going to be the casualty. Now J4 has got a TP out, else lose his life. He is going to stick the landing and will be just fine. It's going to be a bat for a Zeus, probably the best trade that Power Rangers could have possibly asked for. Not like that's really going to stop the Lion side from pushing in. Their Batrider at this point is going to be up by the time they actually need him to be up. And split push from the Morphling can only do so much right now. Lions, they have their eyes set on the middle lane. And Power Rangers, this is time to make a good defense. If they take this defense, maybe they can take the next one. Maybe they can take the next one after that. But I don't know. This time there's a Venomancer ultimate that has level 2 and Aghanims. That in itself is deadly enough.
Yeah, the highest HP coming out for their team, I believe it's on the Brewmaster, and even he's going to be taking almost full damage from that. Well, we're going to see a swap on Hanskin. They're focused on the Undying. He's not going to be able to get off anything. That's pretty huge. They kill off Seal Kid. This is going a lot better than I thought it would for them. Now focused down 8 Mother. They do have detection on the ground somewhere in 8 Mother. Or do they have detection? Purged off. He is going to lose his life buyback from the Witch Doctor. Era's going to be thrown up in the air. They're dealing with him pretty well, but Venomancer's killing everything on the backlines. They just tick down to the poison. Triple kill for 8 Mother. My goodness, that ultimate stings.
Oh my god, Zeus straight TP'd out of there, and I thought he was fine because he should have been in the fountain, but I guess for whatever reason he just didn't quite make it, and that's 3 kills for 8 Mother. A little bit delayed for sure, but hey, look at that. Now Jonas the Fan is going to join the fight. Ira's still alive, has a level 3 Necrobook, pops Aegis, not even close to being touched. Sasha's going to reinitiate, but he doesn't have any split this time. Cass is going to bounce through, stunning him and Ditchy-Ra both. Now the ultimate channel from Seal Kid with the lasso onto Ditchy-Ra, Morphling down. Shato's going to be down soon as well. And Power Rangers, they have one more buyback on the Brewmaster. Zeus is going to respawn, but J4 is trying to hide in his tier 4s. It's a triple kill for Ira, who still has his Aegis available. And the Voodoo Restoration is slowly ticking away. Lions are going to get juiced up to full in no time. Power Rangers, they're scrambling for any sort of answers. Slasho's dancing. He knows it's over. And with 2 Raxes down, it's only a matter of time before the third is destroyed. This game is over. Lions, they take two 20-minute victories consecutively and destroy the Power Rangers, knocking them out of the Battle of Central Europe.
Yeah, very dominating performance coming out from them, and honestly, that fight looked pretty good for PR. I think it started out as good as they could have hoped for. They kill off two of the supports pretty quickly, and then Venomancer ult, and it was all but over. My goodness. A dominating performance coming up from Lions, and it seems that this new shakeup of draft, or of lineup for them, like all of these players together just seem to work so well. I don't know, Lions, they were feeling a little bit stale as a team, they didn't really find their groove, but it seems that we're on a new honeymoon phase for them. Hopefully they'll be able to maintain this, they're looking good.
Oh man, I seriously hope they do, just because Lions, they got a lot of hype before. I wasn't entirely sure if they were deserving of said hype, but after two games like this against Power Rangers, like, man, you got to watch out for Lions, because clearly they can play their aggressive strats down to a T, and got to watch out for their picks. So that's going to be it, I believe, for us.
Yeah, thanks for watching. We've been here on HeflaTV, and if you want to follow us further, Twitter and Facebook is where you can find HeflaTV at that name. The VODs will be uploaded to youtube.com/HeflaMilk about an hour after the broadcast ends for the day. I've been Grandis V, he's been Mike Loris, and we'll be here soon for Battle of Central Europe, but at least for now, or for today, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching.